goodness me. It has been a whole year, more or less, since I've started back on YouTube with these update videos. Some might say a half book review slash, I don't even know what I'm going on about. But anyway, it has been a year since I started back. Oh, and we forgot these lights. They're very important mood setting lights, and for some reason I am out of breath having got up and turned on the camera and turned on lights. Let me get this pen out of my hand because I'm going to be fidgeting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 1 whole year of uploading on YouTube, and more than that, I am back here in the crib. The past, when do I ever say crib? What am I talking about? Back here in the studio. Back here in the setup. Flipping heck. It's been a while. It's probably been 2 months since I was last here recording videos, and we're back home in the setup room, back into normal routine, and that begs the question, where have I been? So this video is more of an update video if you've been following the channel. There will also be some value of some things that have been on my mind recently that I'll share afterwards, but I just want to bring you up to date. So where have I been? I alluded to this a couple of weeks before I left, and I also created videos whilst I was away because I thought there was so much value in uploading those videos whilst I was traveling with the unique insight, perspective and experience I had lived, that it might give you something a little bit different. It might encourage you to step out your comfort zone. It might encourage you to pursue that freedom, added level of freedom that travel can often bring. So that's what I did. I traveled with Em. If you're new to the channel, if you've not been around here for a while, Em's my wife. And ever since we met one another over 8 years ago on our first date, we were in a coffee shop and we said, we don't want to live a normal life. We want to be able to travel. We want to be able to work for ourselves, and we want to be free. And it feels like it's taken us this long to, at the time, well, since then, finish our education, get married, set up the foundation, which is now allowing us to travel before, who knows, the family comes along and all these extra things, which of course I'll keep you updated in these videos. The whole point of these videos, these vlogs, I was reflecting on this recently. I was thinking to myself, Jordan, you're not editing these videos so much, you're not particularly putting loads and loads of time into this channel. If you're looking at it from a maximizing value point of view, are these videos benefiting your channel? Are they growing your personal brand? And although I could think to myself, I thought to myself, I have the ability, I know I can edit fast-paced, catchy videos. Here's how to make this much money in this amount of time. Here's how to do this, that, the other, a lot of other influencers and online people do. They'll give you the best side hustles. There's so many video concepts which can get views and can boost my channel. I understand that. Am I passionate about making that type of video? Heck no. Are those types of videos real? Some people that produce those types of videos do that hustle day in, day out, but largely I've seen a pattern. Many people do those types of videos and just hop on from one hustle to the next, hop on the hype, hop on the trend. And I want to be honest, I want to be transparent and just to give you an insight to my life, what's going on, serving as a foundation for when things take off. You can see, look, Jordan's not just trying to hoodwink us by the success he suddenly achieved, because I know it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. I'm not trying to be fake online. I'm trying to be authentic online, offline, just genuinely being myself. And being myself is not creating all of these flashy videos. And you probably scroll back on my video list and think, yeah, well, you did this video. That's true. Because probably at that point in time, I thought to myself, let's try and get some more views. Let's try and get more traction. But it's not all about the views. Another thing I saw yesterday was about, it's not about how many followers you have, it's about the quality of the following. There's a video on Alex Hormozy's channel. He's a widely known entrepreneur. If you're probably watching this video, you know about him anyway, so I won't explain too much about him. But he was saying how there was this woman that had like paid for additional training and coaching from him, and she had like 5,000 followers on her Instagram, and she was making like 6 figures per month. And he was blown away how she used her Instagram to develop that was her main funnel of traffic to sales. Her Instagram was how she converted people, and that was what a business run off. And the account wasn't big, it was just concentrated, full of quality people. So the next time you look at your numbers, the next time you look at your Instagram account and think, oh my goodness, like, how am I ever going to get to where I want when I'm like a couple 100,000 followers below these other guys? Well, think about the quality of that following. Think about some of these other guys could have got one viral video and got 30,000 followers off of them. Would all those people be interested and be invested for the journey? Perhaps not. But me, I believe over time, things will just continually grow as I grow. And the quality of that audience, the quality of the algorithm gets used to your content and the ideal audience for your content because it wants to match the two together. So over time, the more I post about the things I love and the things that I enjoy, things will marry up and things will grow steady. I've gone a bit off tangent there, but I'm going back to the premise of these videos. I did think, should I just stop uploading on this channel? But I really enjoy updating and dropping my pen at the same time. I really enjoy updating and just being real and honest. And how on earth are we nearly 7 minutes into this video? That is crazy. So that's my life update. I am back home from traveling. I'm trying to secure a better paid job, believe it or not. I'm still, yes, you look at my Instagram bio and I quit my job. I did these like big drastic things. However, bills still need to be paid. Marriages still need to be supported in many ways, but financially is definitely one of them. So I'm trying to secure a better paid job. Hopefully my current employer doesn't see this video, but I'm sure it's no news to these guys. No disrespect, but I'm sure it's a fairly common thing that people will transition for a greater salary within the business or outside the business. I'm just saying I'm trying to secure more money. Essentially, that's no news at all to this channel. It's all about building money and allowing that money to give an additional element of freedom. Okay, so I want to move on to the value, what's been on my mind. And the first one is I want to give you an update of thoughts and feelings after coming back from travel. I gave the before traveling insight vlogs, I gave the during, and I think it's only right to do the after, the debrief, the download. So actually I came home and things were a little bit like, oh, back to reality, back to normal. However, I know things would be 1,000 times worse for me if I was still in that job that I hated. I know things would be 1,000 times worse for me if I hadn't battled to grow a routine or understand myself more and implement healthy practices into my life. If I didn't know that exercise was such a crucial part of my overall well-being and functioning as a human, and I just came home and I sat on the couch and watched films and caught up on social media and Love is Blind, all these things that have come out, I know I'd be feeling a lot worse than I am now. But I believe this, over the course of this whole year of uploading on YouTube, I've got to understand myself a bit more. I've got to understand how I function a bit more, and I've got to understand how to best kind of operate so I'm feeling the best possible way. But despite all of that, still the very nature of coming home, I thought, I'm home. Frustrating when you're in paradise in Bali and the surrounding islands with people that are digital nomads as well, and you're thinking, I could so easily, all I need to do is make this amount of money to live out here. But deep down I knew if I lived out there, I would be deeply missing my friends and my family, and you can't really replace the time with the loved ones and the memories you create. So that's definitely a reason for being rooted back in the UK, as opposed to being just away, wherever that may be. So reflections, that's the main reflections of being home, is I'm so glad that I've built a foundation that I can bounce back quickly and look after myself. I'd say whilst I got away, I probably got into not too much of a bad habit regarding diet, but I'd say when I came back from being away, from traveling with M, I was then like away with family, and I was busy, like hit the ground running, seeing friends. And I would say those healthy habits that I'd established before going away, and also whilst I was away, I made sure I was eating healthy, I made sure I was exercising, they dropped. So as of today, this week, I'm officially picking up the old routine, getting back into everything, because holiday is over. Holiday is over. That's an interesting topic in itself, because some people say, like, if you love what you're doing for work, you'll never work a day in your life. And yes, I agree that, but I also agree there's times that you need to fully shut off and just reset. Okay, so now, what has been on my mind in terms of content I've been consuming, like personal development stuff I've been doing. I feel like I'm blabbering on a bit. I just need to get straight to the point. So basically, I've been reading 2 different books. Actually, I lie. I've been reading one and listening to another, because I can't read a book whilst I'm driving. I'm trying to make use of my driving time and listen to some like positive content that's going to inspire me, help me grow. And I enjoy it. I'm not doing it because I'm just forcing it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. It's a form of content absorption. Is that even a word? You've probably thought of the better phrase than that. That's a form of content I can consume whilst I'm driving and I enjoy. So currently I'm listening to, it's gone. That's gonna really frustrate me. What's it called? The book faces a red cover, and it's something like ego, dropping the ego, after ego. Anyway, it's a book all about ego, which I was recommended through like another entrepreneur that's doing really successfully in the US. And he said this book was really powerful, because often in society we talk about being masculine, like being the loudest person in the room, all of this, like being dominant. But this book is all about using case studies of leaders who achieved the most, not by being the loudest, but by dropping their ego and taking time to listen. And I'm only probably 15-20% into the book, but the insights from this book also go hand in hand to the insights from another book that I'm currently reading called Never Split the Difference. That one's a bit more famous. I think it sold several million copies. However, it's about the story of a FBI hostage negotiator, and kind of the tips and practical advice he used in those negotiations, and how you can apply them to negotiating in business, negotiating with friendships and relationships in your life. And it gives some key tips. But one of the most powerful ones, he says, is about mirroring the person that you are with, because it helps establish trust, because we naturally do that to people that we trust and that we like. We naturally end up mirroring them. And just listening to the words they use and repeating the similar words back to them. And the more you can listen and mirror and understand, almost like dropping the ego, dropping the person inside of you that just wants to speak, that wants to get their piece finished. Have you ever realized sometimes when you just listen, you're in the room, you're listening to what's going on, you can understand a lot more, and then your response can be a lot more formed, a lot more effective, and a lot more, it saves time. So that's what I'm looking at, that's what's going on in my mind at the moment. What areas of my life can I listen more? What areas am I perhaps less patient? I can definitely think of a few. Definitely with family, with friends, with certain situations, maybe in traffic. Oh man, the way I hate traffic. One of the reasons why I want to move house is because there's traffic here, and I'm like, why am I wasting time in traffic? So that's potentially another area where I can practice sort of just, although I can't listen to someone and take time to come up with a response, it's an area that I can practice that patience and kind of grow character in that traffic. Anyway, we are, I think it says 15 minutes. I've got a mirror behind the camera where I can see myself because I've recorded my phone. I don't have a fancy like flip out display on the camera. So that's a side note. So I think it says 15 minutes on the clock. So I'm not going to keep you too much longer, but I'd be really keen to hear from you if you've listened this far. I want to hear your insights. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings, and please poke any questions my way. Like, I'm currently in a stage of life where I have capacity in order to engage in conversations if people are following the journey, and I'm wanting to grow alongside one another. However, who knows what the capacity will look like when things build, and I have to say no to more and more things as time goes on. So yeah, I would say if you've been wanting to reach out a message, just drop that message. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, it is good to be back. It's bittersweet, of course it is, when you're living in paradise, as I've called it. It didn't come without its challenges, of course. Traveling is intense regardless, but it's a whole lot easier to have fun on white sand beach, beautiful clear water that has turtles in, surf, beautiful drinks and food, and sunsets every day and sunrises. Oh my goodness, it's so much easier to have a, I guess, happier life. But here's to the first day of being back in routine. If you want to join the kickstarting routine journey with me, let me know and we can keep one another accountable. Say, how's things going? What are your goals for the next 3 months? What type of things are you trying to implement into your life now that you weren't before? Let's get it going. Anyway, that is it for me. It's all about consistency. I remind myself this all the time. I am very excited to see where things go with personal brand, with I Am Free. That's my own brand that I launched a few months ago. You'll see it in my Instagram bio. You can check that out. And with a few other things I'm doing on the side, as well as securing that high paying job. My current employer, I promise I'm not saying that to say I'm leaving, but I'm just saying that to say, let's get the money up. Come on. I speak on camera sometimes. I'm thinking to myself, what, Jordan, what have you just said? You would never say that in real life. Let's get the money up. If I heard something that I feel like my mom or dad would say when they've seen Facebook reel of a millennial or a Gen Z saying, let's get the money up. I'd never say that in real life. Anyway, I am waffling. Have a great week. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you next Monday, 4 p.m. for the next update / value / book insight session. Take care.